Here are solutions to homework set number 8 for ECE 476-676 Advanced Embedded. This homework set looks at text files and measuring temperature with a Raspberry Pi Pico. Now the first problem is come up with a program that uses a DS16B20 sensor. If you can find it. Here it is. This sensor, measure temperature with this, send the temperature to a data file. Take a reading every 1 second. So start out with the code. Here's the code I'm using. I'm going to import one wire DS18X20. I'll set up a sampling rate for 1 second. That's the blue code. So here is a timer interrupt. Every 1,000 milliseconds it kicks in and sets a flag. In the main routine, I wait for that flag to get set. Once it's set, I clear the flag and then run. So the code loops once every second. I could stick everything else inside the interrupt as well. Not really necessary because I'm not going to do anything else. That's the blue section that sets the timing. To read the sensor, I will import one wire, DS18B20. I've got my sensor connected to pin 0. I will initialize that sensor, scan it, and if I find a sensor attached to pin 0, say what it is. I will then read the sensor, print out the reading, and then start a conversion. I'm going to put it in this order. I'll start the conversion, wait for 1 second to elapse, take the reading, spin through, then wait for 1 second to elapse. So what I'm displaying is actually the previous conversion. Then for the file operations, that's in red, I will open up a file, I will append to it, sticking a bunch of lines. I'll be reading seconds, degrees Celsius with a carriage return. Each time I loop, I will display the time, display the temperature, turn the carriage return line feed. After 200 samples, I'll then close the file. So that's what it does. To see how that works, let's go over here. Here's the code. And let's just take 10 readings, just so you can see it run. I start the code. And here's my readings. That's the temperature. First 2 readings have a problem with them. Then there's the temperature in Celsius. After 10 readings, I've created a file. It's on the Raspberry Pi Pico. Homework 8 problem 2. And there's my data. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sensor, stick it in a can of hot water, let that run. Wires all over the place. I'll let this run for 200 seconds, collecting measurements. Afterwards, I'll then take it out, dry off the sensor with a towel, and then let it sit in air. What I'll be measuring is 2 different time constants. When I stick it in water, what's the time constant for the sensor? How long does it take to get it to temperature of the water? Then in air, what's the time constant? On the homework, you don't have to do both, but while I'm collecting data, I might as well do that. I'll put it in the water for 200 seconds, measure the thermal time constant in water as the temperature goes up, then stick it in air, measure the time constant as it cools down to room temperature, and from that data, find the time constants. So the first part then is to collect the data. So run the program, collect some data, there's your temperature. When I stick it in water, here's what it looks like. It started out at about 23 degrees Celsius, took data once every second, and then reached a steady state. So this apparently is about the temperature of the water. This bar right here is the thermal time constant of the sensor. It takes about 40 seconds to reach steady state. If I then repeat 4 different times, here's my raw data, but plot it. Here's the first trial, second, third, fourth, 4 sets of data. If I then try to do a thermal time constant, try to measure that RC time constant, I'll get 4 different answers. So that's problem 3, collect some data. Problem 4 is now analyze it. So here's what the data should look like. It should be y is b, e to the at plus c. Bring the c to the left, take the log of both sides. This is now linear in time. So if I take my data, plot time versus log of y minus the steady state value. Here C is the final temperature for each of these. If I plot it, that's what the data looks like. Time versus log. The data looks pretty good between 10 seconds and 40 seconds. Towards the end, I'm getting just rounding errors due to finite bit word length. So let's do a linear curve fit between 10 and 40. If I do that, it's between 10 and 40 seconds. Here's my basis is t and 1. Do least squares curve fitting, inverse of b transpose b, b transpose y. Y is the log of the max temperature minus the actual temperature. That's increasing like so. It's this part right here is exponential. Here's my slope, minus 0.0880. 1 over that is the time constant in seconds. If I then plot the data versus my curve fit, looks like it's fitting pretty well. Okay, that's for one data set. Repeat. Second data set, third data set, fourth data set. These are my constants. 1 over that is my time. These are my time constants for the sensors in water. 4 different numbers because I have experimental error. From that data, I can tell you what the thermal time constant is. That's a t-test. I take the data, throw it in MATLAB. Once I have the data, find the mean. Can I do that? Well, given t, find the mean, find the standard deviation. Once I have that, the 90% confidence interval is 2.35 times the standard deviation over the square root of n. Here I'm doing populations. The sensor does have a thermal time constant. I don't know what it is. I'm going to collect data to find out what it is. The more data, the more accurate it is. So that's really a population question. For population questions, you divide the standard deviation by the square root of the sample size. And this number comes from a t-test. I have 4 data points, meaning 3 degrees of freedom, 5% tails. From StatTrak, or t-table, the t-score corresponds to 2.35. So go left and right, 2.35 standard deviations. That gives me between 11 and 15. So that tells me that I'm 90% certain that the thermal time constant of the sensor, DS16 sensor, in water is between 11 and 15 seconds. Second part, just for fun, let's find the thermal time constant in air. I'm sitting it like this. Take the second part of the data, or take it out of the water, dry it off, sit it in the air, let it cool down to room temperature. Here's what the data looks like. So here I just took it out of the water. It's cooling down to room temperature. Room temperature is 24.11 degrees Celsius. I've got a thermometer in my room. That's where it's cooling down to. So here's the temperature versus time. To find B and A, I'll bring T0 left, take the log. It's now linear in time. So here's my room temperature. If I plot T versus the log of my temperature minus T0, 24 degrees. Here's what it looks like. Pretty much like a straight line. Let's do a linear curve fit for that straight line. I wind up with A is minus 0.0049. Plotting the linear curve fit versus the data. Looks like the straight line matches the data pretty darn well. Then 1 over A is my time constant. Repeating that for 4 different runs, that's my time, that's A, 1 over A is my time constant. This is the time constant in seconds for my 4 data runs. Put that in MATLAB. I have my data. Here's the mean, standard deviation, sample size. The confidence interval is plus minus 2.35 standard deviations. That's the t-score for 5% tails and 3 degrees of freedom. Tells me that the time constant in air is somewhere between 200 and 230 seconds with a probability of 0.9. So for my experiment, this is the PDF for the air time constant. I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's between 200 and 230, whatever the thermal time constant is. That is homework set number 8 for Advanced Embedded. Once you have text files and sensors, I can measure temperature. And with that, I can do things like measure the time constant. What this tells me is by measuring the temperature in the air, I've got to wait probably 3 or 4 time constants, right around 600 seconds, about 10 minutes to get a good reading. In water, I get readings quicker. Not too surprising because water's got a better conductivity. In water, I've got to wait right around 3 time constants, about 40 seconds to get a good reading. That's homework set number 8 for 476.